G'day folks, welcome back to episode number 14 of our called Trozan's Spellbreaker, where it's been a little while. So those of you who are watching kind of as the videos are being released will know that I've had some issues with the microphone, that being I knocked my headset off the table and snapped the microphone in half. So we have another microphone, and I actually have a backup microphone now just in case this one breaks, because, you know, the same idiot who broke the last one is still living here. So, yeah, like I said, it's been a couple days since I played this, and I did lose some progress, as it were, due to the accident with the microphone, because I deleted it, actually, which is unfortunate. The only thing you have missed is I went to up here to the Plains of Strife, and I did a quick run around the Chthonic area in there to get the other Mogdrogan item for Rowari Legacy. So we're going to go and do that now. Since I'm in the area, we are also going to buy these, and we're going to sell all those healing potions, because you never need that many. Although, we could maybe keep a few. Right, so let's go talk to Mogdrogan. I never remember exactly which one of these portals it is. I think it's this one, and then sort of over here. We will see. Right, let's turn everything to ice and proceed to murder it all. Still can't see the shrine on the map, but there it is. There it is. Alright. We're just going to run away from all this stuff that's following us. Hopefully Ragrathar Rageblood will go away. Doesn't look like it. We may have to kill him. Still decently low level, so we can just face tank a little bit. That is definitely the proc I want. Let's have a look at the rest of it. So my gloves are actually providing a lot of my resistances. We do need the poison res on them. The elemental, I don't care so much. But we're already using an extra anti-venom salve that I don't really want to be using. I would prefer that to be another silk swatch, so we could max the bleeding res. So I think, as much as I would love another sky fragment proc, I think we're not going to use that. Right, let's go ahead and do this shrine. So there's another Fallen Skies item. Let's just everybody stop and everybody die. And we'll turn the loot off so I can see what's going on. Now, I did pick up last episode Amarasta's Blade Burst, which I'm a fan of just to have on the left click. And I think next time we level, I may pick up Shadow Strike and just swap it out instead of Rift Tear. Is this your shrine? Thank you. Now, you can talk to him a little bit more, and you can piss him off and fight him. I strongly recommend against that, because he is actually a deity, and he will kill you dead. Right, 200 health, so we need one more shrine for Ruma, and I know exactly where that is going to be. Let's go do some talking in Devil's Crossing. So, just Barnabas here. We'll get some XP and some components that aren't particularly rare anymore. And our next stop is going to be Burridge Village. And we are heading northeast. Time to start Ashes of Malmouth. Can we get through here without having to take a detour around the road? We will see. Now, hopefully I hit 51. I almost certainly will hit 51 before I get in the next level. And, before I get the next shrine, which is going to be just up here. And we are taking a detour. Once we get Ruma, or Murmur, I can never remember. I think Murmur is the constellation and Ruma is the proc. Once we get that, we will be putting it onto Shadow Strike actually, not, I believe I said in an earlier episode we'd be putting it onto Blade Burst. We're not doing that. It will be going onto Shadow Strike. You definitely could do either one, but I want to Shadow Strike into things fairly often, if that makes sense. And having our Resistance Shred on Shadow Strike is a good way to encourage that. I've also decided that at least for the rest of normal, I will be keeping the shield, and probably maybe early next episode we'll dip our toes into Elite, because there's a couple of easily farmable early availability MIs that we can get. For example, the Slith Ring may be worth getting. It's almost certainly not, having looked at that, but usually it's worth getting. If you don't have a ring that's quite good like that one, then it's definitely worth getting. What did we just sell? No, I don't want those. Tempest of the Void, that's all lightning rubbish. There was another item. Yeah, Fallen Skies on the shoulders. That is a huge upgrade on armor. And that's almost exactly the same item. So I'm going to swap that in. I did just lose poison, which means we are going to have to go back to town, because poison is not really something you can afford to be without. As much as I would love to get another Fallen Skies proc, just can't do without the resistances. We're well past the time where you can run around with 60%. So unfortunate, but it is what it is, you know? I think I have... oh, it's Winter Storm on the helmet. Okay, so I'm looking for a new helmet with Fallen Skies on it. I also want it on pretty much every other piece of gear I can get, so a new chest piece with it would be good as well. If you can get, I think Fallen Skies, the proc, I think is available on every piece of armor. And as long as you can get it and also keep your resistance as high, there is absolutely no reason not to. It's free damage. Okay, so anyone who's been watching the channel for a while knows that this is my favorite area to farm. And so they will know exactly where we are going, why we're going there. For anyone who's new-ish, this chest here is always good to get. It's always either here or in one of two other positions. There is also potentially a totem here. And then we're going to head over to the east and pick up Nain's stash, or at least the note that tells you that it exists. And then we'll be going down into the cellar here. Alright, there is our little note to tell us about Nain's stash. There's two chests in there, I may as well go get them. These green items for this build are actually pretty good. Because we want procs more than anything else, we will be using a lot of greens. Not so much the MIs from, for example, Faction Reputation. We will be using those, but it's going to be a lot less than on other characters where, for example, you'll be using your chest, your shoulders, both your rings, and maybe a medal will come from a faction. With this build, it's mostly going to be random greens. There are a few faction items, especially from... what's her name? I always want to call her Anastasia, so it's Anasteria, I think. Especially from her, there will be some things we want to get. There is Haunt. Okay. I wasn't expecting to get this until we got to the Steelcap district, but this is definitely the relic you want. And the main reason why you want this is +1 to Arcanist skills. Actually, that's pretty much the only reason you want it. The proc on it doing a large amount of cold damage as well is also quite nice. Unfortunately, the resistance shred is Aether and Vitality. To make this, you will need a Spectral Longsword, which we have. You will need Glacier, which we have. You will need Corruption. I'm not sure about. Equilibrium is available from level 1. Haunted Steel, Aether Steel Bolts, and Aether Soul are all, I want to say Death's Vigil and Black Legion? I know Aether Soul is Devil's Crossing, but we should have those available pretty easily. There is also sometimes a, what do we call them? Totem. There's a totem here sometimes. Not always, though. We did hit 51, which is nice. So we're getting a lot of cold stuff. I saw something we picked up had a Rime Frost or something. Yeah, there we go. Rime Frost of the Aether. Rime Frost is not so great. If that came with, Rime Frost of Fallen Skies, that would be great. Mage Storm, not so good. Menhir's Wall. Now, these are interesting. So they have more health, probably similar amounts of defensive ability. Actually, way more armor. And I would lose physical resistance, piercing, 20% piercing would be okay. It would uncap our piercing just, and we would lose a little bit more bleeding res, but we would gain a bunch of armor from it. So they probably worth looking at. Although having said that, we do also have these two items, which we are exactly one physique short of being able to do. So I'm going to leave that point for a little while and see what we get on the rest of the way to the next town. Speaking of which, we may as well get going. Let's go Shadow Strike here. I'm going to keep the teleport. I'll probably forget it's there, but we'll keep it for now. 3 more points in Night Chill would be good from skills, or from items rather. And we have 1 point available, which is going into Star Pact. So, the game plan now that we have pretty much all the buttons we're going to need, is this. We Shadow Strike in, we use Amarasta's Blade Burst, and then we turn their entire world into ice. When you get to this section, be careful, there is a boss here with a big glowing silver skull above her head. She can be quite dangerous. I've had her kill my characters out of nowhere a few times, and I still don't actually know what it was that killed me. I know it's something she's doing, and it's probably the Nova she does. But she's nasty anyway. Just here is the other possible spawn location for the treasure trove. It is always either here on the map, or it is here. And it'll be there every single time. So those 2 treasure troves in here, and then the one that is outside as well, are the reason why this is my favorite farming location. And the fact that Chupacabra can spawn all through here is just icing on the cake, to be honest. When you're looking for Nemesis, Chupacabra is a good one to find, because most builds can handle him. And those that can't can usually just run away. I mean, that's the same for just about any of the Nemesis, you can just run away. But I find Kubra is much easier to avoid for some reason. Okay, so we now have the Rumor proc, which is on the Murmur constellation here. This only does minus 5% cold res at the moment. I think it gets up around minus 20% when it's maxed out. Either way, it is more minus cold resistance, which is definitely something we want. We also, it also rather, will spread itself, similar to how Ill Omen from the Necromancer will spread itself. And it'll just spread around, shredding resistances as well. Now, we already have what some people call a piano build, but we are going to go and make it even more piano-y, if that even is a word. I did see a shattering proc there, which I think is an ice spike proc. Tricksters of Prowess, Draggle. And it's going to be on that last page there. Okay, oh, shattering, where are you? I know you're here somewhere. Balance Steel, Frostbite. Am I crazy? Was it a ring or something? Whatever, it'll show up. But yeah, we are going to make this even more piano-ish, piano-like when we get Haunt. It may even be worth not taking Haunt, or not using the proc rather. Or we could take that 1 point out of Shadow Strike, put Rumor onto the Haunt proc, and just keep using this teleport. We'll see how we go. It is getting a little hard to manage the buttons though. Alright, so we're going to send him home. Quest complete. And we will run up the hill here. There's 2 more things to do in this area. The first one is to get Nain's stash, which you can see on the map right now. That star there is Nain's stash. So this is an exalted chest. Once per difficulty you get a guaranteed blue out of it. Today the guaranteed blue is rubbish, but I hope your luck is better than mine. Also wanted to ask at the beginning but forgot because, you know, it's me. How is the audio for everybody? It sounds good in my recordings, so when I play it back to myself it sounds good, but I'm just interested in how it is on your end. So if you could shoot me a comment about that, that'd be great. Alright, so picked up that Gloomlord Crossing Rift, and our next stop is going to be Caraxis the Foul, and then straight on till morning. Straight on till the Coven, rather. I don't think the Coven has any MIs that I'm interested in, but we will have a look and just see what it looks like if they have anything. This area is really good for farming Ogden Blooms, if you're into that sort of thing. Ogden Blooms are another one of those crafting materials where you think you have enough, and then you try to craft a conduit, and turns out you had like 100, and realistically you need like 400. So everybody always thinks they have enough, and then it turns out that they never were even close to having enough. Okay, so here's Caraxis. I didn't mean to pull him just there, but he's here now, so we're doing it. And down he goes. Relatively easy. Shattered Reality is Aether Chaos damage, not what we're after. We will, however, eat that. Now, you can just go back the way you came in, and that would be fine. However, I saw this totem here, and I want to do totem, so I'm going to do totem. Let's just go ahead and turn that off. So this build is kind of a hit and run, I guess you'd call it. The basic idea is you Shadow Strike in, you buff yourself with Amaras's Blade Burst, you drop your Alexis Flash Freeze and then Trozan Sky Shard, and then you can run away. We just got 2 pieces of the Apothecary set. Literally any other set and I would have been happy. Let's have a look. Nope, it's rubbish. It's always been rubbish. We actually didn't. We got 1 Alchemist instead. Looking at the resistances on that though, that's definitely not horrible. Bleeding is something I need, poison is something I need, and vitality, well, more is better. So we'll chuck that in the pile of stuff to look at later. Yeah, so when you come in here, you can either go back the way you came, or you can continue around. It's like a figure eight, so you would come under here if you want more stuff to kill. Realistically, it doesn't really matter. Let's go ahead and kill him on the way out. This chest here is a trap, as you can see. There we go. Is he gonna die if he walks? Yeah. The good thing about the rumor proc is that it actually does damage as well as shreds resistances. So if you can get them all kind of together and spread that proc between them all, it does a decent amount of damage as well. So damage is the name of the game for this character, and in the perfect world, you kill everything before they get a chance to hit you. So you can see, where is it, that little cloud, I guess, the blue bubbles that come off of them, is the rumor proc. Didn't trigger, so I couldn't show you again. But that is the rumor proc, and you'll see it just spread like wildfire among groups. Okay, so we've made it to the Coven, and I'm going to go sort out my inventory and finish this episode here. Due to the couple of nights of missed episodes, there will be a few extras. You may end up seeing 2 videos a night for a little while, just as a little kind of catch up, and also because I'm going to have extra videos. But yeah, anyhow, for now, thank you all very much for watching. I'll see you in the next one, and goodbye for now.